Ailina had never believed in fairy tales, but the moment she met Azael, it was as though a dark spell had wrapped around her soul. He was unlike anyone she had ever known, charming, soft-spoken, with eyes so dark they seemed to drink in the light. Their connection was instant, almost unnatural. Within weeks, he proposed. Within months, they were married. The wedding was quiet, no guests, no family, just the two of them standing in a crumbling chapel hidden deep in the woods. The priest wore red robes and chanted in a language Ailina didn't understand. As Azael placed the ring on her finger, the air grew heavier, and the candles flickered as though reacting to some unseen breath. When she looked into Azael's eyes, she swore she saw flames dancing in his pupils. The first night in their new home felt like a dream. Azael's mansion stood at the edge of a cliff overlooking a dark sea, surrounded by gnarled trees and constant whispers of wind. The rooms were antique and beautiful, but cold. Each hallway felt longer than the last, and every mirror seemed to reflect shadows that weren't hers. Ailina began to have nightmares. In them, she saw her ex-boyfriend Ran, pale and blooded, screaming her name from the edge of a grave. "He's not what you think," he warned. When she woke, she often found strange claw marks on the floor, candles melted into bizarre shapes, and once a ring of salt around their bed. Azael always smiled when she asked about it, brushing it off as stress. But the nightmares grew stronger. One night, she found herself standing in front of the chapel again, barefoot in the cold dirt, with no memory of leaving the mansion. She ran back, only to see someone watching her from the trees. Someone who looked just like Ran. Desperate for answers, Ailina began searching the mansion. In the attic, she discovered a hidden door that led to a basement shrine. Red candles burned endlessly, surrounding an altar covered in symbols and dried roses. In the center was a wedding photo of her and Azael, but she had no memory of taking it. Her eyes in the photo were pitch black. That night, Azael confessed. He was not human. He was a demon prince, cast from the underworld, condemned to wander until he could bind a soul through unholy matrimony. Their wedding had sealed her to him not in love, but in servitude. Her soul, her essence, now belonged to him. But there was something Azael hadn't planned on. Ran had died the night Ailina left him. Consumed by grief and rage, his spirit had returned from the other side. Fueled by vengeance and heartbreak, his ghost grew stronger with every visit, slipping further into the physical world, and now, he wanted Ailina back. She was caught between two monsters, a demon who claimed her soul, and a ghost who wanted to tear it free. As the days passed, the mansion began to rot. Paint peeled from walls, mirrors cracked, and shadows moved of their own will. Azael grew colder, more possessive, whispering ancient names in his sleep. Meanwhile, Ran appeared more frequently, guiding Ailina to hidden journals, sigils, and rituals that could sever the bond. One stormy night, everything came to a head. The sky turned red, the sea roared, and the wind howled like the damned. Azael found the ritual circle Ran had helped Ailina draw in the chapel. Furious, he erupted in his true form, towering, horned, wreathed in fire and smoke. Ran appeared too, fully formed, his ghostly eyes glowing with wrath. "She was never yours," Ran hissed. "She is mine forever," Azael bellowed. The two forces clashed, and Ailina stood in the center, her body splitting with cold and heat. She screamed the final incantation, completing the ritual. The ground cracked, light shot through the chapel, and both men were pulled into a vortex of fire and ash. When Ailina awoke, she was alone. The mansion was gone, the woods were silent. The chapel had crumbled to dust, but the ring remained on her finger, and sometimes, late at night, she still hears the voices whispering her name, one in sorrow, and one in flame. The vow had been broken, but not forgotten.